to the Get Published course. I'm Harry Wallet, the Managing Director at Cascadia Author Services. In this video, I'll be talking about the publishing landscape today and your publishing path. So the global book publishing industry is worth around $103 billion a year, which is a lot of books sold, not just sold, but also read. According to a 2021 study, reading books remains a popular pastime for US adults, with 75% of respondents saying that they had read a book in any format within the last year. So despite the many other pulls on people's time and attention, like TV, games, smartphones, books are still a winner. They have been for thousands of years and likely will continue to be, because no other medium is as effective at getting a message across at scale as books. And with tech advancements, huge investments by companies like Amazon, creating the biggest bookstore in the world, and a global market hungry for good books, there's never been a better time to be an author. Yet, from the outside, the publishing industry can seem a little like a magic box. Words go in, a book comes out, and somehow finds its way onto a shelf. The truth is, it's never been easier to see your name on the front of a book, but we haven't quite reached the magic box stage yet. And believe it or not, that's a good thing for you, the aspiring author, because anyone who's ever opened up a blank Word page of a word processor will know that writing is really hard, and writing publishable content is even harder. All those tasks associated with preparing a manuscript for publication take time, and readers know that. So you've earned their respect before they even open the cover of your book. So what is the best path to publication for you? The two main ones are traditional publishing and self-publishing. Both can prove to be very rewarding depending on your own personal circumstances. Both are well established, proven routes to getting a book in the reader's hands. You may be thinking to yourself, isn't self-publishing a relatively new concept? Or did you know that Charles Dodgson, aka Lewis Carroll, self-published the first edition of his manuscript, Alice in Wonderland, in 1865? Yeah, he actually paid for the first print run of 2,000 copies out of his own pocket. There's been a lot of change in the last 20 years that has leveled the playing field between traditional and self-publishers, such as improved discoverability on online bookstores, high-speed and low-cost print-on-demand services, and the development of the World Wide Web. But there's still two distinct paths. So let's explore the pros and cons of each a bit more. So traditional publishing. This is when a publisher offers the author a contract and in turn edits, prints, publishes, and sells that book through booksellers and other retailers. The publisher essentially buys the rights to publish your book and pays you royalties from the sales. So here are some pros. All the upfront costs are covered by the publisher. You pay $0. There's also the prestige factor. You can tell people you were published by a big New York publisher, and because of that connection, you generally will have easier access to media attention and more doors opening. And finally, all the legal and technical elements are covered by them. So if you don't like getting into the weeds and technicalities, traditional publishing can be a great option. But here are some cons. So there's a very high barrier to entry. You often need an agent just to get your foot in the door, and the percentage of books that are published versus the percentage of submissions they get is very low. What's also low is the royalties you'll receive. Because of all the work publishers do and the investment they put in, royalties can be as low as 10% or potentially lower. There's obviously a lack of control because of that. All the creative decisions are made by your publisher. So if you don't like the cover or you don't like the title of the book they choose, you don't get a say in that, unfortunately. Uh, there is a lengthy publishing process. It can take years from first submission to actually seeing your book on the shelf.